Derek Lewis biting on something. Right now, they're going speed for speed, shot for shot. There needs to be something in the middle because you can jack her up off the ground, and that's why you're not seeing Watterson be able to land the headlocks and the throws, is because Harry's getting the...
Conor McGregor, Tony Ferguson, back on that UFC canvas for the first time in about a year.
You force takedowns because you're thinking about the shot, and now the shot set up from the overhand. He goes back and forth, and that's what's made him...
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's brilliant in that regard.
Correct. That's his own way.
For the undisputed UFC lightweight.
The combatants just about ready to go. This Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Modelo Especial Brewed with a...
I'm excited to fight Felice. Her and I have been on this journey for a very long time, and it's about time that we meet in the octagon.
From the grappling last round, but he's not tired per se. His muscles are full of blood, so he's a little slower. Those can get ugly sometimes. We've seen people get knocked out pretty bad with those types of elbows.
And with him, the memories of greatness. He made the passion of Ireland.
It feels like he's far better equipped to handle 5 rounds than he was when he left in 2016. Brought to you by Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
Herrig times the right hand, and people grabbing at their eye like that. It's supposed to be one of the most painful things you can do. Thank God I haven't dealt with it, but... And I think we originally saw that front leg kick to the knee from John Jones, to be honest. I think that was the first one I've ever seen.
Got past Courtney Casey back in April.
And that's what she said. She said facing Courtney Casey gave her so much confidence and faith. He's on you smelling the blood. He can fight moving forward and backwards.
Well, in the lead up to this fight.
The cut. There's another nice inside leg kick.
Ovince St. Preux's UFC career hasn't always been smooth. But after finishes of Corey Anderson and Tyson...
He's taking shots, but they're not the worst shots you can take. He's covered up. It just doesn't look...
Just how much horsepower she's got.
She's been doing this an extremely long time, Harry.
In 4 of her last 5 bouts, Lil Bulldog is proving she's on the verge of a title run. Domination on the feet from Reyes.
Right hook over the top. Oh, and there OSP fires back. When you watch heavyweights fight, does it kind of freak you out how little they move?
Well, down a couple times, and then a nice takedown from a trip, double underhook, body lock trip here. Left hands, excuse me. And you take away the...
Oh, he ate that knee.
Of the evening, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman at...
Let's see it again. Winging right hand.
Did his part with a performance of the night knockout of Fabricio Verdum back in March. Now,
big punch lands, and as we saw, Volkov is the
time All-American wrestler at Grand Valley State University as a wrestler.
Again, inside leg kick twice. And Felice with the clinch here.
Watch the headlock. This is where Michelle Watterson hits a lot of her headlock.
I mean, it's a big part of his grappling. It's not just grappling with his arms, but...
Of this UFC heavyweight division, Derek Lewis, Alexander Volkov.
Trying to smash his face.
McGregor forced to just cover up.
A lot of guys with back injuries, but you got to wonder what he could do to fix that, whether it's...
Breaks really kept landing. Herrig did a great job with the double underhooks, but on this one, she gets...
Back mount.
There's the choke.
He's got it. It's under the neck.
Bold character since 1972. And
chasing the biggest win of his career.
He is an unparalleled grappler against Al Iaquinta in the later rounds.
And now you're seeing Conor go at the body.
But with that kind of power, he's always in it.
Well, the issue right keeps him.
Yeah, he's doing it again. Look at him pinch those legs together.
He does it differently.
Utilizing his legs for control.
Big left hand.
Oh!
There's the right.
All serving to make him one of the most dangerous men in the weight class.
My game plan is...
Dominic Reyes, though, is beautiful movement. I mean, he has really adapted very quickly to MMA. Like Nurmagomedov. Nice seeing the body by Conor.
Those knees to the body, one time again. However, he did hurt his back. L4, L5. This guy is fighting with her knee.
Good hip escape there by Conor. Needs to keep going if he has the energy. But again, could be has an advantage there. If I was in her corner, I'd be asking her to get out of here.
I agree with you 100%. I think
he
He can hit you with combinations on the button. His accuracy has been seen by nobody.
Get back up to his feet. It's one of the big questions. He's got his feet tied up well. Look how good.
One in the heavyweight division. Brittany Palmer, thank you very much. High stakes. He hit 5 wins in his last 6.
Yeah, he says that he's better at
Drago will attempt to add another chapter to his story by scoring his 7th consecutive win.
Mendez is okay, that's great, but they look a little frantic. I mean, that would make me.
Round 2 here. He has never been knocked down in an MMA fight. Perhaps that
Very different type of kicks that landed. And a big right and a left by Harrigan. She gets...
The free in charge, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, our referee.
The power in his hands that sometimes you forget about his legs.
6 months after a major knee surgery, back to the octagon.
He's a brilliant...
And Khabib, if you've watched his career, you know he's not in his element unless he is. D229, as is Aaron Paul. He a Breaking Bad fan.
Damage, so he's staying very calm so he doesn't waste his energy. So let's see what happens here.
He got tagged. Front kick to the body. He's hurt.
That body shot hurt him. Well, Conor McGregor.
This is the co-main event of the evening.
Jared Cannonier, all of them in his first 3 trips to the octagon.
I'm different.
Then here you see he's cut and he's finally just like, yes, this is what I wanted.
It's from Nurmagomedov.
Again, full mouth.
I'm pretty sure it's being undefeated, relatively green.
For UFC 229, Khabib versus McGregor.
Head movement, the final thing. Now everyone can fly.
It's easy.
Drago just shook his left hand.
Oh my God. Counter right. Did he bite off more than he can chew and calling out Vince St. Preux?
Final SP, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a slugfest. Make sure you guys don't blink.
That's exactly what we were saying.
Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this night. The two will finally meet on the greatest proving ground in the sport.
I trained.
Look, he went back to conventional again because he's limping a little on that right leg.
And that
Go for the knockout, and I'm very confident that I could get him out of there in the first round.
Conor McGregor has held the glove.
Good
And
chance.
He walked away, that's it.
If St. Preux doesn't get up,
What is going on here?
It's not up. Well, that's the adjustments with new guys in these divisions. You got to see.
not maximizing his length. Volkov uses it well.
He has ever faced in his career in the biggest event he's ever been a part.
What's interesting is you're seeing Reyes stuff shots by just moving. He's not necessarily having even stayed pretty safe. He's just getting controlled very badly is the only difference.
Brittany Palmer, thank you very much. Ready to go here, round 1 of 3 in this co-main event, to be followed by Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What did Khabib just say to him?
Couldn't understand the movement, but the more you move backwards, you know, Muhammad Ali used to run miles and miles backwards to He hits people with the amount of punches in one go, and if he hurts you, believe.
Mergliata.
Well, Dominic Reyes called for this fight.
At 26 wins, guys tend to make mistakes.
And as you said, Dominic Cruz, he was looking for the takedown, and that's why he got hit by the right.
So much better over the years. So I hope that
Spent a lot of time up against the fence in this.
this goes to the ground. These ladies are both very well rounded.
Yeah, good elbow in there by Watterson.
Dom, any thoughts on that messaging there from Javier Mendez and crew?
The Javier
Man, it takes you back to Crow Cop versus Kevin Randleman. Same sort of...
grind out that top position. Watterson non-stop was throwing the elbows.
Will attempt to halt the undeniable momentum built up by talented light heavyweight artist Derek Lewis will bring the fans along with him wherever he goes. But should
he truly love putting a bad beating.
-D.com. And now.
What happened?
Volkov's floor and Dom. He feels like his instincts and his reactions are as good as any.
Landed a beautiful shot in between, and that's what he was saying he needed to do. Find the open.
Michelle Waterson returned to strawweight in 2015, and the results have been.
Oh!
That's the second time he's gone for that takedown. I honestly have no words for that.
Don't shoot the messenger.
He's crazy. I'm not shocked.
Zai took 3 steps back. The second Volkov came at him. He threw an overhand right almost.
Of course, McGregor has been at his verbal best as usual. This was the scene set.
You hit me, I'm gonna hit you harder. So if I hit you harder, more than likely you're not gonna wake up.
But Conor's back up to his feet almost.
And this.
You got your hands full, kid.
One round where if he survives that, I'll be shocked.
Among the most popular fighters in any division, it's a given that Texas knockout.
Good reffing by Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, one of the best.
Round 3 brought to you by P3.
Like that, not very utilized, I would say.
By Harley Davidson. Get your first taste of Harley.
Surgically or through some sort of long-term therapy, but he continues to
throw a jab out there. You can just slowly chop down Lewis because Lewis has no option.
What you gonna do if you don't knock me out? You have to knock me out first or second round.
Fantastic stylistic matchup, ladies and gentlemen. This man situation.
You gotta respect the takedown, especially when you don't get it.
He does such a good job of using his legs to wrap up your leg.
Most people can get away when you do that, but when Khabib grabs your legs, he just
do against every single guy he fights. They know what he wants to
for the whole time, and she does it with overhand.
Big shots by one.
Night, twin.
Trust me, mate. I'm ready for a long night.
And here's some nasty leg kicks. Inside leg kick by Doug. Khabib has done a job of wrapping those 2 legs.
It's UFC 2.
One underhook, maintaining control up against the fence.
100%.
It's only been 6 months.
Yeah, 115-pound division, Michelle Waterson and Felice Herrig go the distance. You know, we sometimes sit here and bemoan the fact that corners don't say. How many shots can one man take?
This is in for the best, most prepared Michelle Waterson the world has ever seen.
A former Invicta FC champion at 105 pounds.
Where's Conor?
Hate it. Hold on a second. What was that? And then another one to the neck. Just a side kick.
The rest of the fight card is brought to you by EA Sports UFC. Here tonight, this replay brought to you by Nemiroff, bold character since.
And now introducing his opponent, fighting.
Language, but this is as fatigued as I've seen Khabib Nurmagomedov in that.
And now introducing the champion.
Very lightly to set up the step-in left hand. I mean, he reaches.
The Karate Hottie as one of the division's best.
Felice.
This is the most intriguing stylistic match.
All right, this tail of the tape is brought to you by Modelo. In terms of the messaging from the Ferguson corner.
Openings in land. Side kick to the jaw and then an elbow on almost all the breaks.
Championship rounds, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
Lewis.
Not a man you want on top of you. But that said, he will enter as the betting underdog against the unbeaten 20 to throw heat at one another here tonight.
Tremendous pressure.
Here for Derek Lewis. Strong to quite strong. Submission wins over Angela Magana
Versus Anthony Smith.
The reason that this fight is so big and the reason that people are
seen, let us get to it. Well, few women have more.
Taking this fight does show my championship mentality.
This is the main event.
Strikes count.
And you see how he had that double leg underneath the.
Well, we did see him slow down considerably.
And now introducing his opponent, fighting.
For Derek Lewis, that maybe is affecting him in the fight.
Men are at the top of the heap in the lightweight division. Khabib got a hold of his ankles. He's got his legs all over him.
Incredible finish.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan.
More. When you go southpaw, you're going to see me using my jab a lot more. That's box. Look in the mirror is what I call this. You're staring at the mirror, some fakes.
The stage is set for perhaps the division's most important.
Dude, Anthony Smith is on a tear. Big.
It's basically keeping him in a phone booth by heading him off.
And he's slowing.
with us here tonight.
Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. Look at him.
Pedro in his last 2 wins. The Tennessee product is...
So that is when you want to utilize the underhooks the most if you're Felice Herrig.
Conor gets right up to the cage. Let's see if he can...
Thank you very much. Dominic Reyes.
His striking is outstanding. His ability to move in and...
Lots of good knees, but those elbows on the...
In a history-making year for Russian MMA.
Gets countered with the size level.
That's exactly what he's talked about, making these. He's a veteran of the sport. Oven St. Preux knows what it's...
Timing, and he's got power in both hands, not to mention.
I call it mental toughness. Midwest tough.
He's facing a man tonight in Conor McGregor that is without...
Met off the best. That right there.
And there's another hard leg kick to that leg.
At UFC Fight Night...
Yeah, it looks like the mouth of Tony Ferguson. So, she's switching over to a shoulder lock, turning it over. Anthony Pettis has a unique combination.
Shown that his experience has caught up with the talent. A boxing match with Floyd Mayweather, some suggest...
In Khabib, you have a guy that is 26-0.
To his credit, a 10th here tonight could result in...
And when the action begins,
Felice works the body now.
Evans. 1 minute and 20 seconds for Shogun Hu.
Yeah, I don't think he's tired. I think he's just a little heavy.
Felice Herrig have built their resumes the old-fashioned way.
Of traditional martial arts skills.
Because this is #1 easy fight in lightweight division.
Fight. Oh, there's that left hook. So the tide has turned a little bit here midway through round.
And he's back against one of the most creative.
McGregor continues to bank.
Anthony.
He does it again! You gotta be kidding me! Over Courtney Casey, all serving to establish when top 5 heavyweight contenders Derek Lewis and
Body that's young. He's got a young, hungry
riser Dominic Reyes.
Tonight
He hits so hard.
Alexander Volkov meet in the octagon tonight. 2 minutes to go in round 2. Waterston has now secured a
takedown, but it does work in transition. But from the outside,
Herrig control.
He slapped him like that.
What?
Big elbow.
Ferguson is just not.
He never fight.
And dangerous guys in the division. And good job by Volkov staying on the back.
Nice.
Wow.
What an entry by
his opponent, fighting out of the red corner.
A potentially serious orbital injury. Like to be the star on the rise. And tonight he will.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge.
West Coast savvy. Got the best of both worlds.
So fired up about this fight. It's 2 of the best in the
Of redirecting history.
Ferguson bleeding bad here, busted open.
McGregor is. He said, I want the toughest challenge of...
And now introducing her opponent, fighting!
This one over Derek Lewis.
He has fantastic goosebumps, and you go, whoa.
Is the answer to anybody he fights. You.
Love of fighting and the love of war, and this I am going to...
You're not leaving. And I want you to
put a man consumed with the...
He uses those legs to tie his legs up.
In his throne.
Shoots people. He is relentless.
And Paige Van Zandt, and a big decision win.
Into the UFC's most famous...
5 minutes, and if I don't have anything left...
Of the lightweight division, and in my opinion...
And he gets tripped right.
The biggest fight in the history of the UFC.
Leave your hands from your face, and he will make you...
Initially known for her stellar kickboxing.
A big win tonight is huge for my career.
Beautiful by Pettis.
Undefeated. That's unreal.
Chops, and without a doubt. So, and he received the lightweight division. He smashed
by facing the best of the best.
It's a very creative fighter. And pound in the world. But he's by submission. Wow. He's
Lewis's first crack at the belt. Like his opponent tonight, Dominic Reyes.
Barbosa's face says it all. Oh, big takedown.
And now Khabib's tired too, don't forget that.
Volkov does not know.
Veteran strawweights Michelle Waterson and
Night, it's over. And he has he will counter you with precision laser time.
Pettis is no different than any opponent I've ever seen.
Body of work. Simply.
And he's not going to be intimidated.
My dreams.
And his counterpart, Alexander.
It's going to put me right back in line for a title shot.
It's a very intriguing fight. Both
Jeremy Kimball and
On this side, I came back for the look.
Tony Ferguson.
Beautiful jab there by Ferguson, former two.
Watterson with a nice elbow, and there's another.
You know, we talked a lot about Stefan Struve in the past. Maybe
got tons of experience, and her grappling has got.
Along with lightning fast submissions, maulings and massacre.
Moscow's Alexander Volkov certainly.
They should be fighting. World in their prime, fighting with.
Oh, he stiffened up.
Lewis cover.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, the champion.
What I love is Michelle Waterson's a little shorter.
The moment it gets announced, you get.
My belt has been never.
High peace and terror.
I got to go out there and not only beat this guy, I got to make it.
This fight is going to be amazing.
Back in my trunk.
I know.
By Anthony Smith.
I want to fight with your chicken.
Without a doubt, the best opponent.
Cross every single time he crosses.
Once just a raw talent, but now is